Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today I'm here to showcase a fun build, and this is the updated version of my 6-pet MagSorc build. Please keep in mind that this build causes massive visual clutter and should not be used in hard content unless everyone is okay with it. This build does 113k DPS and is optimized for group content. This build is also a hybrid build, so you will need penetration from the group to fully benefit from using medium armor. With that being said, here's the build. So starting off in the character sheet, I have 64 points in a Magicka, and I'm running the Thief Mundus. For the race, we're a high elf. I think high elves have some of the best passives for Magicka DPS right now. For the food, we're going to be using Clockwork Citrus Fillet as our #1 choice of food. A cheaper and almost just good alternative would be Witch Mother's Potent Brew. And lastly, if you're parsing or need more sustain, then Ghastly Eyeball is always the go-to. For the potions, we're just going to be using standard essence of spell power. Reason is we don't have access to major sorcery or major prophecy, and those will benefit us greatly. Make sure you have 3 points in a medicinal use from the alchemy skill line to fully benefit from the full duration of the potion. For the CP, for the blue tree, we're going to be running Exploiter, Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, and Wrathful Strikes. If you don't have access to Off Balance or you need more crit damage, then swapping out Exploiter for Fighting Finesse or Backstabber are solid choices. For the red tree, just Rejuvenation. Everything else is user preference or content specific. For the gear, we're going to be running 5-piece of Defiler paired with 5-piece Aegis Collar. On the back bar, 2-piece Maul the Infernal and 1-piece Harpooner's Waiting Kilt. So breaking down in the main hand, we have a Defiler Dagger Nerdhone with a flame damage enchant. In the offhand charge with a poison damage enchant, this is going to be an Aegis Collar Dagger. On the back bar, an Aegis Collar Greatsword infused with a weapon damage enchant. For the head and shoulders, we have 2 pieces of Maul the Infernal, both traded in Divines with max mag enchants. For 4 pieces of the body, we have Defiler, chest, waist, hands, and feet, all traded in Divines with max mag enchants. And for the leg slot, we have a Harpooner's Waiting Kilt. This is in Divines with a max mag enchant as well. And for the jewelry, we have 3 pieces of Aegis Collar jewelry, all traded in Bloodthirsty with spell damage enchants. For the skills, we have Daedric Prey, Crystal Fragments, Mage's Wrath, Volatile Familiar, Twilight Tormentor, and Greater Storm Atronach. On the back bar, Stampede, Barbed Trap, Hurricane, Volatile Familiar, Twilight Tormentor, and Power Overload. For the rotation, we're going to be using our Daedric Prey as priority, meaning we're going to be keeping it up every 6th skill. For dots, we have Stampede, Hurricane, Barbed Trap, and Volatile Familiar. Keep those up dynamically. And your spammable is going to be Crystal Fragments, and at 20%, replace Crystal Fragments with Mage's Wrath, but still use your proc Crystal Frags. Whenever your ultimate Greater Storm Atronach is ready, just drop that whenever. And your Twilight Tormentor, just cast it once during pre-buff, and it's just there for the passive damage. And in the beginning of the parse, you can use Power Overload to ult dump. Just make sure you save enough for Greater Storm Atronach. And lastly, we're using Stampede to proc our back bar set, so make sure you recast it at about 12 seconds. So for closing thoughts, you can make this fully at range. Just swap the daggers and 2-hander for 2 Inferno Staffs. Make sure you have Defiler on the front bar and just keep Aegis Collar on the back bar, but just swap to an Inferno Staff and you should be good to go. For gear alternatives, if you want to go light armor for a more typical MagSorc build, you can go more golden. It'll do less DPS than Aegis Collar, but it is an option. And it's crafted, so it's easily accessible. Mad Tinker is another set that's okay. The reason I didn't choose it was because the proc disappears really quickly. It summons a Verminous Fabricant that just rolls at the enemy and also stuns them. And then lastly, there's also Unfathomable Darkness, but that has a bunch of crows and it didn't really fit the theme too much, but it is an okay set as well. And both of these sets are overland from Clockwork, so they are more easily accessible. And that wraps up the build explanation section of this portion. As always, thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Or better yet, come join our Discord. Link is in the description. As a reminder, if this video helped in any way, please help the channel grow by subscribing and liking the video. I will also have a written guide in the description for those who would prefer that. And lastly, I've also started a channel membership for those who like to go the extra step to help support me so I can focus on more content creation. And as always, feel free to stick around for the attached parse. If not, have a good day and see you in the next one.